then the second intake, okay. So then second intake will be in July, okay? But of course, health science program normally just have one intake, okay? So then, so now is our summertime and today is 30 degrees. It's not bad, okay? So we are the one of the most livable city in the world. Just give you a bit of idea, you know, what it look like in Adelaide. And Adelaide, you know, before COVID situation, we hold about 400 festivals in a year. So the coming up one actually is a Vietnam festival, okay? I think it's a week or 2 weeks time, honestly. So one of my students, actually, he is the press, you know, not one, actually, a lot of Vietnam students involved to prepare this Vietnam festival. So as you can see the photo, and then we also have some festival like Fringe Festival and Warm Adelaide as well. So we managed to hold this festival. But of course, sorry, this photo is before COVID situation. Of course, we need to exercise our social distancing as well. So as I mentioned, the Vietnam Festival is coming up. I think it's 29th of January, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so I was also went there a few years ago. I don't know whether you can pick me, you know, on the photo as well. So we just finished our Christmas and so now we're back to 2022 to work. And this is Rondo Mall. So it's very close to our two major campuses, which is City East, which teach most of the health science program, and also City West, it teach all the like business, architecture, design program. So on this Rondo Mall, we have post office, Sarah, Apple shop, a lot of supermarket, post office, you name it, okay? So this is a very busy mall. So this is also in the city, it's Adelaide Oval, a lot of international or national games hold here. So we love food, and then in addition to Australian cuisine, we have Africa, of course. You know, we have Vietnamese food as well, Madame Hanoi and Cambodian food. We have two Vietnamese food actually at City West campus as well. And there's a central market. And also for Adelaide, you know, we are very affordable. And then compared to Sydney and Melbourne, we are 14% more affordable than any other Australian city. And also we are the lowest medium rent in Australia. So which means that it's quite affordable. You know, your student will not pay you all the money just for the accommodation. And then it's kind of, they can, you know, go out with friends, have some lunch or coffees. And also students are entitled to have 50% discount on public transport. Why I said that, some of the agents told me actually, in Sydney, the international students are not getting the 50% discount in Sydney. And also Melbourne, just only maybe for postgrad international student can entitle this kind of discount. But in Adelaide, so this is you know, available to undergrad and postgrad student. So as you can see this photo on the left-hand side, this is our Parliament House, okay? So there are a lot of policy, you know, in place that discussion on here. So if you keep walking to the left-hand side, actually it's a City West campus. If you walk from the Parliament House to the City West campus, it actually, whether you can walk quickly, just only 5 minutes walking distance. So it teaches business, architecture, and design. And even if you have some students need to go through pathway like SAIBT, the English Center is also sitting at our UNSA City West campus. Okay. On the right-hand side, this is Parliament House, okay? And then if you keep walking on the right-hand side, is our City East campus, which teach all the health science program like nursing, pharmacy, and laboratory medicine is getting more popular for Vietnamese students to study. So this is the estimation for the cost of living. And then we suggest the student is actually this information information provided by Study Adelaide suggests, students to prepare, Australian dollar 330 per week. We translate into Vietnamese dong. That is include food, accommodation, utilities, transport, and entertainment. Okay. Changes, so many news as well. So I think that was last week. They talk about international students can increase their working hours as well, because we sort of as people to work in Adelaide. And so Study Adelaide, I think yesterday they mentioned about the job shop. So want the student to register before they arrive, because there's a lot of hospitality job available in Adelaide. So we want the student to register before they come here as well, because so that, they can get some part-time job if some student, they would like to do that as well. Okay, so this is the also provided by Study Adelaide. There's some changes about the post-study work right. I think it changed in December last year. So as you can see, but this is government policy, okay? It's not university policy. So if your student choose Adelaide instead of other state in Australia, they will have some advantage. For example, normally bachelor degree is 3 years, right? So after a complete 3-year degree with UniSA in Adelaide, they can stay in Adelaide for another 3 years, okay? But if your students study in Sydney or Melbourne, they can only stay another 2 years after the completion of program, okay? Again, if you compare to UK or Canada, this is also, UK is 2 years, Canada 3 years. So because some of your students will do the master degree as well. So normally the master degree by coursework is 2 years. So after they complete 2 years degree, master by coursework, in Adelaide, they can stay another 4 years in Adelaide as well on the post-study worldwide. Okay, if they choose Sydney or Melbourne, just only 3 years, and UK is 2 years, Canada is 3 years. So I just try to give you this information. And again, this is the government policy. And that at the moment, they change it in this way. We don't know whether they will, have another change next year or end of this year. Just, keep and go to the Study Adelaide website. Of course, the government website as well, but just Study Adelaide, sometimes they will summarize these kind of changes as well. And then why study, Adelaide is so great, but then why study with UniSA? Like, this is the key selling point for you, okay? And so Adelaide, UniSA is very young, okay? Actually, we just, 31 years old this year. So we already in the top 2 international ranking for the one of the young world's top young university in the world. And then although we are young, but we are number 2 in Australia for quality education, okay? And also we are the top 10 young university in Australia for teaching, and also young university, top 10 young university in Australia as well. So I think you may know that UniSA are quite well known in terms of very practical in their program. As you can see, this ranking is also demonstrate or indicate UniSA is quite practical. We have top 5 in Australia for developing work-ready skill, okay? We don't guarantee the student will get a job, but at least we try to prepare the student in the workforce. So there's a 39 Australian university, but we are in the top 5 in Australia. We are quite high ranked as well. And also, we are the top 5 in Australia for graduate employability. So this is really amazing. And then, and also the employer love our graduate. We are the top 10 in Australia for employer satisfaction. So we have 35,000 students, 6,500 are international students from 80 countries. We have about like 300, 400 Vietnamese students currently enrolled with UniSA. So UniSA is a big community. I mean, Vietnamese students is a big community in UniSA actually. And then we have 7 academic units and 200 programs. And then this is 7 academic unit, which is like business, STEM, creative, education, justice and society, allied health and human movement, clinical and health services. I will highlight some of the key popular programs for Vietnamese students. So we have 4 campuses, which is City East, teach health sciences program, City West, which is business, design, architecture program, and also McGill, which is like social work, education, those kind of communication media, those kind of program. Montserrat is all STEM program, which is like engineering, IT, and aviation as well. So the first campus is City West campus. I want to mention this is our library. And then next to the library is the swimming pool. So for the business program, business school, we teach different kind of business program is listed out on the left-hand side. What I want to highlight is all our business program rank in the top 1% in the world. And also, UniSA Business School is one of just 11 institutions in Australia and 191 globally to be accredited by EQUIS among 16,500 business schools in the world. Okay, so in South Australia, you know there's 3 universities. Just UniSA is the only UniSA Business School. Is the only business school in South Australia accredited by AACSB and EQUIS. So basically, this kind of international accreditation is kind of indicate whether our business program reach the international standard or not. Okay, it's really hard to get it. Okay, so then you will ask me, which are the 11 Australian universities they get the EQUIS and AACSB? So the list will change every year because, do you know why? Because especially for EQUIS, because if you don't reach the standard, you will be removed from the list. It's not like you get into the list, you will forever be on the list. It's not like that. So EQUIS is quite strict in this way. So since 2004, actually we are on the EQUIS list, okay? So who are the 11 universities get double crown, which is EQUIS and AACSB? You can see this is the list of the university at the moment they get double crown. UniSA is one of them, okay? And then, so what are the difference among this university, okay? No difference in terms of the business standard, you know, business program standard, because otherwise we will not get EQUIS and AACSB status, okay? So there's a few differences in terms of like different state, like for example, Monash is in Melbourne, Sydney University in Sydney, and also tuition fee and cost of living are the differences. Other than that, the standards are different, okay? So this is the key selling point for you, because sometimes you can't explain to the student or parents what are the difference, you know, between these 11 universities in terms of the business ranking. So actually, in terms of business ranking, we are the same, just the tuition fee, cost of living, and different state only, okay? So some of the Vietnamese students would like to do the tourism and event management. So we are the world top 50 in the world for hospitality and tourism. And also we are the top 10 MBA in Australia as well. Of course, we are the 5 stars for excellence in QS ranking. So this is the list of the business program. On the left-hand side is the undergrad. On the right-hand side is the postgrad program. Okay, for the international MBA, we don't require students have working experience like the Master of MBA, okay? And also this is 2 years program, and any background can come into this program. So for example, some engineering student would like to do international MBA, they are eligible, because sometimes they may not be eligible for MBA because they don't have enough work experience or supervisory skill experience. For the Master of Management is 1.5 years. So we require those students in the business bachelor degree area. But then, okay, before I jump into this link, another Vietnamese agent asking me about want to do 2 years. Okay, so for example, your student are interested in marketing, and then this is 1.5 years. If they want to take advantage of post-study work right, because the post-study work right require 2 years in order to be eligible for post-study work right. So then the student then take international MBA, 2 years, major in marketing, instead of the 1.5 year Master of Management, okay? You can ask me a question later, or in case you forget, you can type your question on the chat first, and then I can answer later, okay? So we also have 3+1 pathway to Master in Business, and then they can complete the bachelor and master degree in just 4 years instead of 5 years, okay? This is the list of the business program. So all our business or master program, they are eligible for placement opportunity. So 15 days equivalent to 1 elective, 1 course, and 30 days equivalent to 2 courses, okay, or 2 elective. Okay, but sometimes elective can be, you know, like 9 units, then can be considered with 1 elective. Okay, so in addition to that, we also have business career mentor program and executive partner, which is free, which is a extracurricular program for the current student or a recent graduate. So we match the student one-on-one to our industry partner, so that they can talk a lot about what are the skill set they need to prepare. And a lot of the students, actually through this process, they can get the part-time job or full-time job after they complete the program. Because do you remember we talked about post-study work, right? So actually I have a few Vietnamese students and they can get a job. I will tell you a bit later through the testimonial. So another program I want to highlight, the Aaron Babbage Institute is the world's largest center for research into marketing. Okay, so they are sitting in Australia. Okay, at the same time, they look for South Australia, which university to work with. In the end, they look for UniSA Business School. So that's why our marketing program is quite well known to many people. And as you can see, we are the home of evidence-based marketing. And also we are the #1 in the world for brand management research. And, you know, our Aaron Babbage Institute also do a lot of research with a lot of sponsors in the world. Okay, this slide is just show only the what research we did it with the Asian country. On the right hand side, you can see Vietnam, Malaysia, and Thailand. And this is the company our researchers are doing with this kind of company. So I forget to mention that this researcher is also our lecturer for the marketing program or international MBA marketing program or master management master program. Okay, so this is the Aaron Babbage Institute team, and they are researcher, but as I said, at the same time, they are our lecturer as well. So I remember Tricia and Annie came to our academic roadshow in 2019, maybe not long before the COVID lockdown. Kathy Wynn, she's a Vietnamese, okay? And then we also have another Vietnamese staff, here as well. I think it's this one. He's also Vietnamese as well. So Kathy came to Vietnam, Singapore, and Malaysia and do the roadshow or talk to all the agents to introduce our Ehrenberg Bash Institute marketing program as well. So as I mentioned, the marketing is based on the latest research integrate into our course content. So which means that the marketing student do the program is quite updated. It's not like only theory. And then there's a lot of practical real world example used in the classroom as well. We have our own textbook on the right-hand side, and that is also is Oxford published as well. So Brian Sharp is the executive director of the Ehrenberg Bash Institute as well. So so this is the bachelor degree in marketing, and then we have like design and marketing major, marketing general, or marketing and communication. And then student can do the marketing clinic supervised by our lecturer. Actually, they are the expert in this area. And then the business will come with the problem to you and supervised by our expert. And then you have the give solution to the business. And that's quite practical. And then the other one is marketing practicum and internship, as I mentioned that on my previous slide. And students can do like 15 or 30 days or 45-day industry experience with the company as well. Some of the students, if they are with a high achiever, they can get the vacation research scholarship with doing the research with one of our corporate sponsor. They get paid about it too. So 3+1 I just mentioned, which means 3-year undergrad plus 1 more year for the postgrad, so that they can get 2 degrees in 4 years. So this is the career opportunity for those students, they finish our bachelor marketing degree or master degree. And of course, for the beginner, they may, as a coordinator, as they start, or officer, as they start, after you get more experience, then you will become a director in some of the company as well. And the international MBA is a 2-year degree. I think I just mentioned, try to differentiate what is the 2-year international MBA and 1.5-year Master of Management, okay? And this is guaranteed Australian industry experience as well. So I also done some research about the job outlook, about the business professional graduate. And then this is still in a high demand in terms of like auditor, taxation, accounting, and then finance manager as well. And then this is estimate salary range for those students, they are graduating in this discipline area. And Queen Win, she finished the International MBA Supply Chain Management actually just last year, okay? And she did a placement with one of the company, and then the company prepared a name badge for her on her desk. She feels very surprised, feels very warm, very welcoming as well. And she went to the, because during the internship, and then they have team building and metal detecting day. Actually, I think the company she worked is a kind of metal detecting company. Okay, so then they have a team building day in Australia. They like team building day instead of just working in the office. Sometimes they will just go out for a day to kind of develop a good relationship with other colleagues as well. So in the end, after she finished her internship, and then the boss are quite appreciate, her performance. Actually, she got a full-time job, after she finished the international MBA. And then another success story, I think some people may know Victor because he kind of like did a bit of work for me in some seminar as well. And then he kind of like doing double degree accounting and finance together. And also actually he was the president for the Vietnam Student Club as well. He's quite active. And also some of your students maybe get called by him because he's also the one of the international student ambassador to call the prospective student if they want to know more about the Adelaide City or the living study experience as well. So he did the placement because he studied accounting. He did the placement at the health and life accounting firm. And then this is his colleague while he doing the internship with them. As you can see, he dressed up in a suit. And then after that, he also looked for another internship himself. You know, it's up to the student if they want to look for another internship himself, if he also have another elective. And he worked in a taste studio, okay? So because he has very good experience, actually, he secured a full-time job at this taste studio while he was still studying with us. So he finished the degree in December last year. Now he's working full-time with Taste Studio, okay? So this is another successful story. I think some of the people, they think, oh, you know, like accounting business may not be high demand, which is at one point compared so for so many years, but it's still really, you know, high demand as well. But of course, sometimes it's not only about what degree you graduate, it's about your attitude as well. I may mention a bit later. He also participated in the extra curriculum, you know, like business career mentor program as well. This is his mentor. As you can see, this is not our campus. They went out for coffee because for this one it's very informal. You can, you know, meet up on the campus. You can meet up on the cafe, and then just get himself prepared in the workforce. And then our university also organized some kind of the mentor social gathering function as well, so that you can see, he also dressed up on the left hand side, this another Asian looking guy. Actually, he's from Hong Kong, and I met him before as well. And then they kind of like meet up the other mentor, not only your own mentor, they can meet up other mentors so that they can, you know, learn a bit from other mentor as well. So as I mentioned, he is the president for the Vietnamese Student Ambassador, student chapter. So then they organize the, I can't read the Vietnamese language. So basically, I think they kind of show initiative to kind of collect some rubbish on the Torrens River. So such a big group, I think was last year in January, something like that. Yes, New Year, New River. I think they just try to say New River because they collect the rubbish to become a very clean and new river in 2021. Okay, so this is all the Vietnamese students, they go out together. Okay, so the other thing is creative industry. So just before I go on to another academic unit, in case you have some questions, just feel free to put it on the chat form, chat box, so that I can answer later in case you forgot. Okay. So we do have like creative area. So we are getting more Vietnamese students transfer or ask for the architecture program. Okay, so a lot of for the global study partner, or some for another agent as well, and then they transfer from other interstate. Some of them they do it from Vietnam. And also communication and media is also getting more popular for Vietnamese students. Design, they have different major. I will mention a bit later as well. Okay, so as you can see, we are top 20 for arts and design, and we're ready graduate again in creative arts. So communication media, which I mentioned that to you, this is getting more popular for the international Vietnamese student. Actually, we have other international students like Malaysia, Hong Kong students. They love this program, and so now getting more Vietnamese students also like to do this program as well. So basically, it's a managed communication and media for all types of organization, and also understand the demand of professional practice and devise some social media strategy and management for the company as well. So So this is 3-year program, as I mentioned, and then so the final year, the student can do the 80-hour industry placement if they have GPA 5 out of 7, but if they don't have, they can do the industry projects as well. And they have like choose the sub-major in different area, for example, like social media, digital media, which is one of the reasons maybe getting more Vietnamese students to look at that as well. Of course, they can major in marketing, you know, as well. Instead of doing the Bachelor of Business in Marketing, you can do this one major in marketing so that you have a bit of taste about what is the marketing like. And in terms of the career outcome, as you can see, you know, this is also in a digital and social media area as well. Of course, you will not become a manager straight away after you graduate. You will be as a officer, coordinator first, and then come into the manager. And honestly, you know, like our communication team in the international office, a few of them actually graduate from this Bachelor of Communication Media program as well. Okay, so this is some of the company they place our student. And then the other area is architecture, and we are the #1 in Australia for teaching quality in architecture. Okay, very important for you to know. Not so many universities, they have architecture program, but we are the #1 in terms of teaching quality. Okay, so in terms of work-ready graduate, we are top 5. Okay, in Australia. So again, it demonstrates our program is quite practical. Okay, so our program for architecture, we call architectural studies. So I will not go into the detail about the IELTS or tuition fee, because you will know you will find this information on our Vietnamese handbook as well. I will send it after. I will send it to any Tricia after my presentation, maybe early next week. Okay, so in order to be kind of okay. Before I talk about the professional recognition, maybe I talk about what is the key features for this program. And then we offer, you know, like design studio 24/7 for the student to use it, because sometimes you need to work in a group. And also there's a national and international field trips. I think because now it's COVID situation, we students cannot travel. But in the past, they travel to Sydney, sorry, not Sydney, Singapore. Of course, national can be other state as well, you know, to the field trips. And then also we invite some of the other industry people to give the insight about the architecture to the architecture student as well. In order to get the architect professional recognition, the student will need to do another 2-year master degree, which is Master of Architecture, in order to be eligible for the membership with the Australian Institute of Architects. Okay, so this is something important for you to know, and because I know some of the Vietnamese students, in the end, they transfer from other university to our university to do the architecture. Sometimes may not get the very good credit, because actually they are not doing the similar architecture degree with us. So that's why sometimes the credit may not be good. Okay, so if you want to get some credit into our bachelor degree, okay, architectural study, you know, you need to ask your student to provide the portfolio. Okay, and same as if you apply for a master degree, they need to provide the portfolio into our Master of Architecture degree. Okay, so just give you a bit of idea about how much the student architecture graduate will earn in this area as well. And the next one is a creative arts. We are the top 10 in Australia for work-ready graduate in creative arts. Okay, so this is again another area we're getting more Vietnamese students to apply for, which is I'm so happy about it, because when I travel to Vietnam, I quite like, you know, Vietnamese students. They are so artistic. You know, a lot of drawings, a lot of the material is quite beautiful to look at. And then so there's a 3 different major product design, communication design, and illustration and animation. So communication design and illustration and animation is the most popular for Vietnamese students, okay? And we are the top 10 in Australia for art and design as well. So for the illustration and animation design, is only kind in Australia, okay? There's tuition fee is on the right-hand side. And then there's some facility available for the international, not international, all the students, not only international, domestic student as well. It's like CNC router and 3D printer as well. And some other software available to international students as well. From what I heard from one of my Vietnamese students, actually, her friend study in Canada for doing the seminar kind of program. I think that it's that university actually don't offer some of the software, but however, as she said that UNSA is offering for free when they are studying. So that is something I'm so glad to hear. And then as you can see, UNSA invests a lot of facility back to the student, not only for design program, for many other programs as well. Later, I will show you some of the facility we offer to the student. Okay, the student can choose the elective to undertake 150-hour internship as well. And then this is something, you know, the skill and network to start the dynamic career in the world of illustration and animation. Okay, I just quickly to go for this one because I just got the very good news yesterday about this program. And basically the student can work in a publishing area, advertising area, and graphic and communication design area. So like virtual artists as well. So this is the slide I want to let you know because I just got it yesterday and you are the only agents in the world, I would say, at least in Vietnam, okay? So this is unpublished information, okay? Annie and Tricia, it's just only your agent, your partner can see that, okay? And it's unpublished yet, so but that will come out in the agent newsletter. And we are very pleased to know that Cheetah, she's Vietnamese, got the first prize for her comic in the Unexpected Junior in the competition at the Omigo Japan Population Festival held in Adelaide as a part of Australia Asia Festival, which we just finished in September, October last year, okay? And then she got the top prize. And then now, actually, we found out 13 of our students and one graduate, they study in this arts of illustration and animation. They are making the top 20 short list. So, which is very good to know that. And then David, Tricia, and Annie, he was the one came to Vietnam to do the academic roadshow that time, okay, to promote this program, actually. So this is something I want to let you know. And this is, I think this is, yeah, Cheetah's prize-winning comic, okay? So this is unpublished information. I just got it yesterday, but I'll get a permission to show it to you, okay? And you are the only agent and the first agent to know this information, okay? All right, so, you know, under the creative academic unit, there's a list of programs mentioned that the students have an option to do the internship. I don't go through all the programs, but as you can see, you know, the student can do like between 60 to 160 hours, depends on which program they study. On the right-hand side is the name of the company they place our student. And then this is facility, this is student launch, okay? This is the interior design UNSA student. Decide this student launch for UNSA student use, okay? This is another real project for our UNSA interior architecture student to decide for our own student. And swimming pool is not designed by UniSA student. All right, sorry. This is swimming pool next to the library and the sport stadium. And Irish Trading Lab is the, not so many universities have trading lab, but now it's getting more. But I would say we are the first university in South Australia. We offer this finance trading lab. Now I know we have another university also have this trading lab, and the data they are using, you can see, look at the monitor, is a real life data, but just 20 minutes delay. Okay, so they can do the look at the student will learn something about really real life data, not real life, I mean stimulation data while they study as well. So the software that we are using is also the industry are using. So which means that it's really easy for students to transfer the skill while they look for the job. So make sure when your student apply for the job, just remind them they need to mention this, what kind of software they use and which university they study, because the company will know that our students are quite practical in this area as well. So the next one is a City East. It teach like health science program. This is the campus. SAIBT Parkway is also share the campus with us. Okay, and this is the list of program of the health sciences. So there are a lot of programs, no, I shouldn't say a lot, that some of the program, they also have limited places, a quota, and not so many for postgrad, I would say. You can see, you know, the one I mentioned, PG only. So that is the only postgrad master program we can offer. And then popular now is like nursing, pharmacy, pharmaceutical science due to COVID, and also laboratory medicine as well. And then all the program, I would say, is majority of them, even if it's not all of them, for the health science, they will need to do some placement before they graduate. Like for the nursing, it's a top 100 for nursing, and teaching quality in Australia. For nursing, we are the top 5. Okay, so it's quite. Sometimes I know some of the students actually they want to transfer from other university to us. I think after they arrive here, so I understand why, because sometimes they may, when they arrive, they know that we are quite well known in terms of teaching quality in nursing. And then this is the photo about the setting on the campus, so that you can see our students even before they go on the placement with the community hospital or other area, they already start to learn how to become as a registered nurse. And this is another photo as well. We have a dummy patient and they have different diagnosis or disease, so that the student, of course, will not know what kind of disease they have, so that they have to, you know, like to learn how to detect what kind of disease or of the patient. And then as you can see, we just only have one intake in a year. And then the Vietnamese score for entry is 7.5. You can see the nursing student will need to do 1,000 placement hours starting from first year already, and then second year and third year as well. And then so another area actually is a booming, and also I know that the Vietnamese government, they want to have more pharmacists graduate in Vietnam. Okay, but let me know, give me some insight about what's going on in Vietnam. But because this is the information I got like maybe more than a year ago, even that time maybe before COVID situation as well. So, but again, it's true, we're getting more Vietnamese students to apply for this program. Okay, just because of that, I just want to let you know, Annie know that I just got my booster yesterday. Okay, she was very kind to me. She said that in case something happened to me for my booster, let her know, because in case I can't do a presentation, because some people will have a different reaction. You know, luckily I don't have any bad reaction. I just want to let you know, when I was doing it, you know who was doing for me? It's a Vietnamese pharmacist. She graduated from our university. There's another one is Malaysia as well, because we are the only university in South Australia actually have a pharmacy degree. But anyway, one of them is a Vietnamese. Okay, so I just want to let you know she's doing the pharmacist. She's a pharmacist working in the pharmacy area, and she kind of like doing the injection for the booster, because now, of course, it's not the main job for them to do the vaccination, but now we can do the vaccination in the pharmacy area as well. Okay, so yeah, so we are the top 150 for pharmacy and pharmacology as well, and then we are top 5 in Australia for teaching quality in pharmacy. So actually, for our pharmacy program, and actually we are the one of the 4 members of National Alliance for Pharmacy Education. I can tell you which is another 3, because UNSA, of course, is one of the members for the National Alliance for Pharmacy Education. Another one will be UQ, Sydney U, I think it's another is Melbourne U, but this is public information. You can go to the website to see which are the 4 founding members of the National Alliance for Pharmacy Education. We have over 50 years experience teaching pharmacy, okay? And then for the student, the career option will be pharmacists, become as a pharmacist, or if they like to do a bit of research, like for example, now is a COVID situation, we need a lot of people to develop some new vaccine for the country as well. So it's a pharmaceutical development as well. So they need, of course, after they finish their degree with some placement, they can register as a pharmacist as well. So this is 4-year degree. As you can see, on the 2nd year or 3rd year, they need to do a practice in public hospital setting. And the 4th year, they need to do the 6 week in hospital and 6 week in community area. After that, they will need to, because they need to do a registration, become as a pharmacist in Australia, then they need to do the pharmacy intern training program, which is 1 year online study. Our university offers this kind of the pharmacy intern training program as well. Okay, this is the setting when on the campus. As you can see, you know, Kirsten staff, if Tricia or any remember him, he also came to Vietnam a few years ago to promote pharmacy as well. So he is the one of the lecturer teaching this program, and you can see the setting is that we're putting a lot of different drugs on the shelf so that the student can practice same setting as the pharmacy. So the other area is the laboratory medicine. It's a lab-based. Again, this is another very popular area because now a lot of the tests need to be the vaccine or because of COVID, they need to do the test as well. So they are very busy at the moment. So this is another booming area. But of course, doing the testing is one kind of the graduate need to do, but also they need to identify of illness, not about the COVID, about the patient health, and determine the cause of the disease and suggesting something possible treatment. And 70% of treatment decision actually are influenced by the pathologist investigation. Actually, don't underestimate the people they work in a laboratory medicine, because not only about nursing or not only about the GP, they are important, and the laboratory medicine professional are so important in the health area as well. So this is a 4-year degree. Vietnamese scores for entry is 7.5. Prerequisite is chemistry, physics, and biology. I forget to mention about the pharmacy as well. They need to have this kind of prerequisite as well. And then they also have a placement opportunity, 13 or 26 weeks as well. And we are the only university in South Australia offering this program. They have a different kind of professional accreditation, Australian Institute of Medical Sciences, and other areas as well. So the next one will be the Allied Health and Human Performance. We are quite strong in the human movement and strong and sports science as well. We are the world top 50 for sports science as well. I know in the Vietnam government, they also want to it's kind of learn to have a more sport science athletics in Vietnam as well. And then maybe there's some area you may want to know we are quite top in this area. And also we are number 2 in Australia for graduate career in physio and OT as well. So this is some of the photo about the physio. And again, just give you a bit of idea about the salary range and the industry demand in the health science area, like pharmacists, 1,862. This is weekly pay, it's not monthly pay, and it is Australian dollar as well. And nurse as well. Now it's a high demand in nurse because of COVID situation. And then the next one is a Mosenix. It's also very popular for Vietnamese students. This is the campus, Mosenix campus. For those students, they are interested in IT, engineering, aviation, data science as well. And we are the world top 150 for computer science and work-ready graduate in IT area as well. Top 5 in Australia. Again, it demonstrates we are quite practical in this kind of IT practical program. And engineering, we have different major in Bachelor of Engineering and Master of Engineering as well. And the Bachelor of IT and Master of IT Mathematics in Data Science, Aviation, Flight and Management. So for the IT, just to let you know, we have different specialization. If your student do not know which specialization they want to do, don't worry about it. They can change at the end of the first year, okay? Because the first year we have a common core courses, they can change their major in the second year. Or our master program or bachelor program of IT is recognized by the Australian Computer Science as well. Okay, we also have Master of Data Science, Bachelor of Mathematics. For the Master of IT, I want to highlight one thing is some of the student or or the agent, they do not know our Master of IT actually. No background knowledge is required for entry. So we got some business student from FTU to come into our Master of IT Enterprise Management. No problem for them to do this program. It's also accredited by ACS, as I mentioned that, and they have some management course, but they have some IT courses as well. But again, based on the business student, bachelor student doing for our master of student, they have no problem or struggle of doing it. So for the master or bachelor student, IT student, on the final year, they can do one semester final year project organized by UNISA. It's unpaid, okay? Because this is the you know, is the placement opportunity, so the student can learn from the company. So student will need to do a report recommendation and give some presentation to their company. Okay, so this is, sorry, my pronunciation is Nya, it's Vietnamese, okay? So he finished the Bachelor of IT Software Development in 2019. So he used our UNISA career services to update the resume and then get the part-time job. In the end, get a full-time job landing as Singtel, okay, Singtelnet. And then he was headhunted by the for the software engineering role at SAINE. And then because he also update the information in the LinkedIn, he was headhunted by the Honeywell, okay. So so it's kind of make sure tell your student to put this information in the LinkedIn, and then Honeywell is a multinational company, and they have, I think they have offices in US or different countries as well. So another successful story, actually, I don't know whether it's at that time whether she was worried or not, because actually she graduated in at the end of 2019. Do you remember our COVID is start in March 2020, right? So we think that she may not get, she do the final year capstone project at SA Water, and we don't know whether she will get the full-time job after she finished the placement, because the COVID situation was March 2020. In the end, she got a full-time job as SA Water. SA Water is a government company in Adelaide. Yeah, so this is another successful story. And then this is the facility for those students. They do the major in Cisco networking program. And then I will not run the.
Hi, I'm Claudio Sossi. I'm a networking lecturer and I'm a Cisco.
Sorry, I don't think I have enough time, but I will send the PowerPoint to you. I don't think I have enough time to show the video. I'm so sorry. And because I would like to give you some time to ask me the question after that. So this is some kind of like the career, IT career in different area in terms of salary range, so that you have a bit of an idea how much the student will earn per month in Australian dollar. And this is the company they place our student. This is also the big brand company, and some of them they are also based in Adelaide as well. Some of the company they place our student as well. And engineering, we are the one of the Australia leading university for engineering research. Again, in engineering, you need to be very practical. So we are the top 5 in Australia for work-ready graduate in engineering. So for all our engineering is also recognized by the Engineering Australia. And then for the master level, we require the student bachelor degree need to into engineering area as well. So I would say we have some, government official in Vietnam also doing our Master of Engineering program as well. Again, final year for the bachelor student, they need to do the engineering project or internship in order to be graduate. So it's quite practical. And civil engineering facility, okay. And again, I will not show the video, and then I will send it to you. And this is another engineering career, the salary range, and then so that it gives you a bit of idea how much they will earn in this area as well. Okay, aviation. We have 2 streams. One is flight, the other one is management. Again, I know that in Vietnam, your airline is booming. I know you just because of COVID situation, that will pick up later. And also, even though it's not for the international traveler, it's carrier, so it's kind of cargo is still going on. So it's still a kind of area for the Vietnamese student to look at for the aviation management of flight. So this is another aviation industry for you to tell your student and the parents. And Asia Pacific will lead 248,000 new pilot, just the pilot. But in terms of the cabin crew or the aviation professional, we need more than that, okay? So this is a facility for aviation. And we have a student fly with Cathay Pacific and student with Singapore Airlines. And the last one, okay, is McGill. It teaches education. We are the top 10 in Australia for work-ready graduate in teaching, top 150 in education. This is the program we teach, we offer education. Why I mentioned that, I will not go into detail, because I know in Vietnam now, Vietnam government want to upskilling the lecturer in the high school or university. So that may draw some interest for the Vietnamese to do the education as well. So we also, the education student, we need to do a placement while they study with us, okay? And the other one is the justice and social work. Okay, so we do get the Vietnamese student want to do the social work, but more for master level. But anyway, we do offer the master of social work. And then actually I got one recently, the Vietnamese student doing high school here, but want to do the Bachelor of Social Work as well. So soon we need to do 1,000 hour placement and also the career to become a social work. And we do have the Master of Social Work. And then again, you can see the background area on this list will automatically accept it into this program. Okay, so it's a 2-year program, require hours is 7 and in all band 7 as well. And the student will need to do 1,000 hours supervised field placement as well. And you get a degree, it doesn't mean you get a job. Do you remember all of my slide about the placement, about the legwork, is about the attitude, okay? So because while they do a placement, they must impress their future employer. So that is increase the chance to get a job. So this is some of the environment or the session or event we organize for the student to participate. And then I will not go into detail about the services we provide, but make sure your student make use of these career services, because we put a lot of information for the student to look at the full-time job or part-time job. And also we organize some career expo to get the student to talk to the future employers as well. Understand the education system is quite different from Vietnam. If this Vietnamese student needs some help, they can go to the peer-assisted study session to get help, no need to pay. And then if your student is very smart, actually they can be applied for the peer-assisted study session leader, we call PASS leader. I know a few of the Vietnamese students actually is a PASS leader, they get paid about 34 Australian dollar per hour, okay? And then this is also will be good for you to know as well, because especially Vietnamese parents are quite concerned about whether their children get support while they are away. So you can see we are the top 10 in Australia in terms of student support. We are not perfect. We'll keep improving ourselves, but if we are top 10 out of 39 universities, I think we are quite competitive. And also in terms of student experience, we are top 10 in Australia. And then top 10 in South Australia for student satisfaction. Okay, scholarship. Okay, so we have 2 scholarships. It's a 15% scholarship for the whole duration of program. Okay, and then the Vietnam high school score is 8.5. Okay, ATA is 80. So I know because of COVID, a lot of your students maybe do 1 year in Vietnam or other state or other country. Okay, if they will get some credit into our bachelor degree. Okay, and then if they study with us at least 2 years, 72 units, if the GPA 6.5 out of 10 or 3 out of 4, they will be eligible for scholarship as well. So if your student finish the bachelor degree in Vietnam or whatever in other country, if they also get the USA credit equivalent, then they will be eligible for 15% scholarship. The next one will be 50% scholarship for the whole duration of program. This is very competitive, okay? The student will need to complete the personal statement in order to get it, okay? So this is the Vietnam High School 9.5. If your student get 9.5, it doesn't mean he or she will get this VC scholarship. So because, as I said, it's very competitive, but every year we have about 2 or 3 Vietnamese students out of 20 or 21 students will get this one. They compete well, it's not only compete in Vietnam. So we do get a lot of very good Vietnamese students get this 50 Vietnamese scholarship as well. The student need to complete the personal statement. So normally the open for application is about September, October time, but I would suggest you to get in touch with us in August to check it out again, because I don't want your student will miss it, okay? So there's something is about like if you have the Australian Year 12 student, they're doing this like South Australian curriculum or Sydney, the high school in Sydney or Melbourne or whatever, okay? And I know some of the students doing this SACE curriculum in Vietnam as well. So if they put UniSA as a first preference, and then we a minimum ATAR 50, if they, for example, like business program, we require ATAR score 68, but because of COVID situation, they may not get 68. We will actually, if they put UniSA as a first preference, and then if they get 3B, and then that will get into Bachelor of Business, even though your student cannot get ATAR at 68. Does that make sense? So there's the Vietnamese brochure will show what are the score required in order to for each program as well. So even though maybe some of your student is already getting our offer, just in case if your student check that, you know, 3B, you know, you don't get our offer, let me know. But actually we will automatically look at that. But just in case, you know, SATEC also sometimes will have a mistake, we will make a mistake as well. Just, you know, agent can work together to double check the score as well. So as I said, we have actually this is new information for agent, and then I will send you the PowerPoint and the link. So basically, the agent can go into our website to look at, like, to download the information like the marketing resources and Vietnamese brochure, how to accept. But anyway, I think global study partner are doing very well in this way, and they have a great team, and I don't have any problem or a lot of question about how to accept an offer. Where sometimes some of other agent, they have this issue, but I don't see any problem at the moment. And very good, thank you for that, and good partner of GSP. And you did very well for UniSA as well. So there's a lot of information here. And then the next one will be, is the same link as well. So if you, as I mentioned that, you know, like if you want to, you will get call from Victor or Hazel, and then they are the student to talk to your student. Actually, they want to share their experience to you. And Victor is a business student. Hazel is the Bachelor of IT student. Again, this is another successful story. And then she already secured a job before she graduated. And then she had 3 jobs for her to choose, I tell you. And then sometimes it's not about the degree. Of course, degree is important. It's about the attitude. It's about the experience. Okay, so there's a lot of combination to increase your chance to get a job. So at the moment, I need to get another 2 students to replace this 2 students. Okay, if Tricia, Annie, if you have very good students, please recommend to me, okay? I would like to interview them, and then honestly, they have a lot of opportunity for them, okay? And then the last one, I think you already know that about the online fee. Now the border is open, but we know that sometimes it's very hard. Actually, I know it's not hard to get a flight, but sometimes it's like because of COVID situation, the policy change every time. If your student, you know, because the border is open, if your student get our February intake with the online fee, your student will still continue to pay online fee for that semester, but they can arrive in March or April anytime, because we want to give your student flexibility. Okay, so please remind your student about it. Okay, actually this 2875 is per subject, per course, and then it's about 25 to 40% discount for the normal on-campus program, okay? So if your student get the 15% international merit scholarship, they will not get this. They will not get this while they are paying the online fee, because this is higher discount than the scholarship. So in the July intake, because they are already on campus, they will get the 15% discount if they are eligible. Okay, so basically this one is this slide is talking about what I mentioned. They can be flexible. They can arrive in March or April if they get our February intake. But of course, except the pharmacy, physio, nursing student, they can't do that. They need to arrive by 28th of February, okay? All right, yeah. So yeah, luckily I remember this one. So yeah, because we don't offer online for the health sciences, but check with me, okay? But most of the program have that flexibility, okay? So it's quite good because it's quite cheap, more than 15% as well. So there's a lot of information about, because the rules change quite often. It's not UniSA, it's about the government, Scott Morrison changed a lot. So it's also hard for agent to keep update information about what is happening about the border. Now, actually, it's a fully vaccinated, they can come. And also yesterday, there's other news talking about the Scott Morrison talking about we waived the international student visa fee, right? So, you know, there's a lot of good news coming up as well. And then Queensland, I think sorry, I'm not representing Queensland, but then they just kind of like start to open the border, you know, something like that, you know. And so this is a lot of information on the link on the New Agent website. But of course, you know, Study Adelaide, go to Adelaide, they will also have a lot of good information as well. All right, sorry, just a lot of new information, and then and also last time I know what I present. That's why this time I want to present something new to you. So, and more cover about the health science as well, and a little bit about animation and design, which is differentiated from other traditional business program. Yes. Annie or Tricia?
Thanks, Jonah. It's very, very informative, and lucky that we do it before the Lunar New Year, so everyone had some time to rewatch and then review the information. We will share the file to you, but I think there's a lot of questions already popping up here, so I'll go to the latest.
Okay.
The recent one. For Ms. Hương Minh Thiên Long, can a student take the second degree at UniSA after completing the first degree in Latrobe? And the first degree is the Bachelor of Health Science. And do you have any suggestion in terms of majors, or can she get the second one? Like the student already have the Bachelor of Health Science in Latrobe and she want to get another one from UniSA. Do you recommend?
Okay, it's
one?
not on the list, right? It's not on the chat box, right? It's just to you.
It is the chat box. Yeah, it's in the recent
I can't
one.
see that question.
I put it.
You see,
yeah.
Does UniSA provide English placement? I see that one.
I go from the recent one. Yeah.
Oh, okay, the recent one. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Can student take the second degree? Sorry, at UniSA after completing the first degree in Latrobe? Okay, yeah. The first degree is Bachelor of Health Science, Rehabilitation, Counseling, and Public Health. Do you have any suggestion in terms of major in get job? Oh, geez, in get job. As I said, I can't guarantee you get a job, but I know what you mean. You know, sometimes it's good, you know, if there's opportunity. But I think your question is, it want to be in health science area as well, right?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you mentioned, I think because you mentioned about the PR and the benefits of South Australia compared to other states. So I think that the student is reconsidering to relocate.
Okay, this question, okay, as I said, in health science area, a master degree, we don't have a lot, okay? Do you remember that slide? So we have a Master of Health Services Management, but however, I'm from university, you will know more than me. I don't know whether that will help them to kind of get the opportunity to stay in Australia, but we do have a Master of Health Services Management, okay, that one, okay, this is one thing. But then the other thing is, I'm just thinking about, because you do the rehabilitation and counseling, I'm just thinking about Master of Social Work, but of course that may kind of GTE part as well. But at one point, that would be something depends on how upon Master of Social Work. Yeah. Do you want me to put it up again?
I think that's fine. We can go to the next question and go detail back later.
Yeah.
Another questions about social work from Mr. Min. Is there any pathway for graduate to get into the Master of Social Work, providing the student does not have a social work background?
Yeah, we don't need a social work background, actually. We don't want to. Okay, I better share the screen. Let me find this one, because I think in the past, our program may be different from other university. Let me find the slide first, okay? Forgive me, I just do it this way. It's just easy for me to look at the slide if I want to. Okay, for this one, we don't need the previous degree in social work area, okay? All right, especially if you have a social work license in your own country, but I doubt in Vietnam you don't have this recognition. But basically, if you have background areas in this area, which in the box, this one, we highlight, and then of course, I remember there's a certain unit you need to be in depth, okay? And then we will get entry in that. For example, like counseling, that's why I mentioned about rehabilitation counseling. So that may be something we can consider to get into the Master of Social Work. And then, so sorry, I forget the question. What is the previous degree for that second question?
Not mentioned. You just said
not
that,
mentioned.
No background.
Yeah, no background. We do need a background, basically, as you can see this one. Okay, I mean, how do I put that? We don't want a social work background. But however, if you have this background, will be very good. That is relevant for you to study a Master of Social Work. Okay, so this is something like, for example, like sociology, which means relates to social work. We need this kind of the area, the student have this kind of background, okay? So I don't know what kind of background for that question, okay?
Yep. Okay, next one is the questions about, do you have any program about veterinary?
Veterinary. No, our university do not offer the vet science, so that will be Adelaide U. I don't mind to mention that. They have, honestly, they have a very good vet science. I have to tell you, they are very good.
Yeah. Okay, the next question is about a visa. If the offshore student get visa while studying online for this February intake, will the student supposed to go to the campus for face-to-face, or can they choose the online mode?
Yeah, I think it's that's one of the slides I mentioned, right? Yeah, so I presume your student get our SP2 February intake, and then the offer letter is show online fee, okay? I don't know which program, don't tell me it's pharmacy or nursing, okay? So I presume it's not that program. And then actually, because they're holding the online fee, they're paying online fee. But if you can arrive in before the program start, or in March, even after the program start, or in April, it's fine. Student doesn't need to pay the on-campus fee, okay, until that semester finish. And then, but of course, they're already in Adelaide, right? So which means the second semester in July, they will pay the on-campus fee. So in case your student get 15% scholarship, for that time you're doing online, because online discount fee is higher than 15%, okay? So that's why 15% will not apply on the 2X75 again, okay? So the 15% scholarship will apply on the second semester while you are paying the on-campus fee. Okay, so this is quite flexible. That's why I know some of the students yesterday is from another agent. They want to change from July intake to February intake. Do you know why? Because actually, sometimes July intake, we don't, now is the border open. Then, which means they come anytime. So we don't need to do it online. You know what I mean? So that's something they may think that, oh, they don't want to miss this opportunity. When I say miss this opportunity, is that because now it's open the border, okay?
Oh, Ms. Noon, she already get back to you about the non-background of social work. My student have bachelor degree in supply chain.
No, you know what? For this question, so she supply chain 10 years ago, and then she worked for government up to now. Now she wants to apply for the Master of Social Work. Actually, she can apply for the Master of IT Enterprise Management, because Your previous degree is a supply chain management. It's perfect in my view, because sometimes supply chain need to know a little bit of using IT tools, IT knowledge, how to solve the solution for the company. But of course, I think because you're supply chain area, she may not eligible for the Master of Social Work in another way to say that, sorry. Yeah.
There's a last question.
Sorry, can I just add one more part? Because for a Master of IT Enterprise Management, it's recognized by Australian Computer Science. Okay, that one is also maybe opportunity for the student to stay on. But having said that, the government policy may change, you know, next year or even after the student will finish them as a Master of Social Work as well. So then that's why I was thinking, actually, for this one BA degree in supply chain, may be better for her to do the Master of IT Enterprise Management. That's my view. It's 2-year degree.
Yes, and I think we'll get back to the details of each inquiries later through email. Don't worry, everyone. Jonah is very available to answer your inquiries.
Yes.
But because we are running out of time, I think we have 5 more minutes until everyone lunch time. And there's a last questions. I think there's questions asking if students finish the master, can they apply directly to PR? Think more about the migration pathway.
Migration pathway, which program? And again, I can't answer the migration question honestly. And even that slide I mentioned about is provided by Study Adelaide. Talk about study work, right? You know, they're getting better. So the policy may change and depends on which master program. Like for example, I'm talking about Master of IT or Master of Social. This is kind of recognized and it's a high demand in Vietnam, in the world, and in Australia. That's why maybe gives the student opportunity to look for the job, even though it's not get the PR as well. You know, it's like the business, accounting, finance, right?
Yeah.
So it's also, they said it's mature, but then he got a job, right?
Yeah, I think it must be more details what students want to study and what intake, and then we can like getting the advice from the migration agents.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Annie, for helping me.
Okay, I think there's no more questions for now. Thank you everyone for joining the workshop today. We'll pass all the information, and don't worry if you have inquiries or any application, just send the student transcript or CV. Me and Jonah will happy to help you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Annie and Tricia, to organize this session. I'm sorry I'm overrun a little bit because I really want to do something different from last time, give you more updated information. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jonah. Have a great lunch.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.